Hello friends, I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you doing today? How are you doing this evening? It's Wednesday, and this morning I uploaded a late episode, and not happy about that. I tried like hell to get yesterday's episode up yesterday, because, you know, we're on a schedule here, and I like to keep schedules, and I like to continue with this dialogue that we always have. And so it's like 10 o'clock last night. Well, let me take that back. I started yesterday's render at probably 8:39, and then I didn't check on it until 10. It usually takes like a half hour because my computer is junk. I didn't check on it until 10 and realized that my computer had shut down. So I rebooted, shut down a bunch of services, tried to render again, it shut off. Rebooted, did the same thing, shut off. So at this point, it was like 11 o'clock, and I was like, well, there's not much I can do. I could have pulled the laptop out last night and done some editing. But I just decided to say, you know what, I'm going to bed. And I went to sleep. And so I took it to work this morning and was able to get it rendered there and uploaded. So that's what happened. But all of this is because, you know, the adage, like, mechanics always drive junk cars, right? I feel like the same thing about IT guys. This is what I've been. 572 episodes of this show have been built on this machine right here. Now, this is an old Dell Inspiron 240 or something case. I don't remember. These cases are, I don't know, a decade, 15 years old. And the guts obviously aren't the original guts, but I built it in this case because it was my media center PC. So it's set like right in front of my living room window, and I didn't want somebody to look in and be like, oh, look at that. So so I put it in this junk case hoping that nobody would ever steal it. And it didn't get stolen in all these years. Where I used to live, I didn't lock my house ever because it was too much of a hassle. But this is the beast that I've been working with. And I built this PC, I believe, in 2013. So it's 5 years old, maybe 6 years old. I'm not positive, but it was outdated hardware at that time. No, not 2013, 2011. Oh, God. Let's see. Yeah, it was the year after I started at Recess. So it's 7 or 8 years old. It's ancient. This is an old, like, AMD triple core. I don't even remember the name of the processors back then. There's a GeForce, I don't know, 720 or something. Some piece of junk in here. A couple of decent hard drives. These are a couple of Barracuda hard drives because I'd like to have decent render speeds and such. But it's essentially ancient. You know, DDR3 memory. Very, very old piece of machine. It's worked well for me for the last 7 or 8 years, but I just brought it down here to clean it, and hopefully I'm going to attempt to render this video on it, and I'll let you know. I'll leave a comment if it succeeds, but I think that she's dying. I've updated all the drivers, done all the IT guy stuff that I can do, unplugged all the peripherals. I have not started to unplug memory sticks yet. That's going to be tonight's troubleshooting process. If it keeps dying on me. I did find some hardware failures that were related to video card drivers, so I updated the video card drivers, all that sort of thing, and we'll see what happens. But I don't have high hopes for her. And the worst part is, you know, being that it's so old, this power supply is pretty newish. This is like a, I don't know, 800 watt power supply I bought not too long ago. The hard drives are great. The video card is usable, but obviously not something that I could keep forever. It'll still render video, but motherboard, processor, and RAM are junk. Like they'll have to go. And so looking it up today, like even if I stick with AMD, I'm looking at like a $500 investment for a more modern rig that I can edit on, and that's a big deal. I'm not really in a financial situation to do that right now. So hopefully I can limp by on this. If I can't, I have laptop backup. So it's a Pentium M laptop, so it's a mobile processor, but it will handle it. I've rendered videos on there many times. including today's video. So, or well, yesterday's. The first one I put up today, not this one. This one, well, we'll see. Hopefully it gets rendered on that. I don't know for sure, but it's dead, and I don't know what to do. You know, in my old job, I never stole stuff. Let me say that very clearly. I never stole anything from my old job, but we got rid of stuff all the time. So there was always a collection of spare parts that I could use to stick something together that would replace this in a pinch. But I don't have that option now. I'm just a programmer. I don't have access to any of that stuff, so I can't throw anything together in a pinch. I either use what I have, or I have to wait, find some money, and buy new. So it's kind of weird, but I'll get it fixed, and we'll see what happens. Hey, Microsoft tweeted at me today and said maybe we can help, and so I tweeted them back like, you want to sponsor me? Let's do this. So Microsoft, if you're watching this, yeah, I would love to work with you. I will champion your brand forever if you want to hook me up with something. Who knows? That's what I got for today. Thank you for being here as always. Huge freaking nasty storm rolled through earlier, so hopefully this goes up without any more power interruptions. I did go without power for a little bit. It's back on now. We'll see what happens, but it was a really bad storm. So I hope if you're on the East Coast and you're safe and dry right now, because that was pretty bad. Thank you for being here. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being my bestest friends, being awesome people. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, Doc, wait! I want to ask you something.
Today's random fact comes from Quora.com. Why do stars flicker in the distance? When you stand on the ground and look at the stars, about 100% of the Earth's atmosphere is above your head. So light from stars has to pass through the turbulent air of the troposphere, where it is refracted, giving it a twinkling appearance. From an aircraft, the same thing happens with city lights.